Anyway, this other bit of the Wales BNP guys, they were talking about how children have been taken to a mosque as part of their RE lessons, religious education, which the idea of that in school is that you learn a little bit about what other religions do, which I think is a brilliant idea. I did it at school. It was great. So yeah, they're doing an investigation. They actually called it an investigation into what happened at this particular mosque. And these school children were invited to the mosque. They went and had a look. They learned about what Muslims do and they pray and which direction they pray and why they pray and this, that and the other. And this guy said this is brainwashing. Oh, okay, brainwashing. Sounds like education to me, but apparently it's brainwashing. So they invited one of the parents. Remember, this is an investigation into the mosque. So far they haven't spoken to anyone who goes to the mosque or approached the mosque in any way. So a parent, who's also obviously a member of the BNP, speaks to the camera and he makes shit up about what happens in the mosque. And he says it's brainwashing, he thinks it's ridiculous, it's terrible. They're indoctrinating our children, blah blah blah, it's brainwashing. So he said, what I've done, because I don't agree with this brainwashing, is I have exercised my right, and they made a big point of saying you have a right to do this, exercise my right of taking my child out of any religious education lesson that isn't about Christianity, because I don't want my daughter or son brainwashed. Isn't that the same thing? You only want them to learn about Christianity in case they get brainwashed by something else. What the hell? What rational? That's not an intelligent person. That's just a dumb. Oh, there's no words. My background is mixed. Well, I'm not mixed race, but my stepfather, for example, is Indian, and I've been introduced to all this new way of thinking and blah blah blah. But I don't see what the problem is between people of different colour. It's something I will never understand. But anyway, he doesn't want his son or daughter brainwashed into learning about Islam, so he pulls them out of every religious education lesson that isn't about Christianity, which is the same thing that he's scared of. And what he's scared of wasn't happening in the first place anyway. What a knob. And you can't have a rational discussion with these people, no matter how hard you try, because you can't change someone's beliefs based on rational discussion. It's impossible. Someone's beliefs are a belief. They can't be changed at all. It's the same as if you were to have a discussion with, let's pick someone, a religious person, Shock of God. A lot of you probably have seen Shock of God's videos. They're very entertaining. You couldn't convince him that creationism wasn't true and evolution was correct based on rational argument, because it's a belief. It's impossible to change someone's beliefs based on being rational. Yeah, you can't change someone's beliefs by giving them rational arguments against them, because that's the point of a belief. You believe it without having to have proof. And for some reason, people seem to believe in this country, and it's a growing fucking movement, and it goes on all sides of the race coin. There isn't a particular religion or group of people that don't have somewhere in their midst a bunch of idiots who think that, you know, they're correct and everyone else is wrong and they're subservient and therefore they should get kicked out of the country or shouldn't have the same rights, blah blah blah. Every group, every minority, every majority, everyone in the world, whatever group you live in, there is a racist bunch somewhere in the middle. Even Buddhists, I imagine there are racist Buddhists somewhere. I don't know how a Buddhist can be racist, because the point of Buddhism is, you know, the lack of hate and respect of every living thing. It's not like red ants are able to be squashed, but black ants you got to leave them alone, and white ants don't exist anyway, so we don't have to talk about those. But yeah, any denomination has a racist group in the middle. Churches do, Islam does, Christianity does, Hinduism and Muslims never got along, ever. In the history of either religion, there have been wars and stuff, and of course, being British, when we had the empire and we divided the country and created Pakistan, we made everything worse. Because that's what the Brits do. We make things worse on purpose. We create a power vacuum when we leave places and just cause civil wars. And I don't know why. I think the idea is that if they're mad at each other, they can't be mad at us. Easy. Yeah, perfectly sensible. Thanks, imperialism. So there we go. That's my video on racism. Yeah, it's a big topic. I don't think you can cover it in one video. I'm fairly sure I've gone over the time needed. I will have to edit this into 2 videos. Ooh. Has Jack done a small series? No. He just hasn't been very good at looking at the time. So yeah, hopefully I'll be back to making videos. I do enjoy making the videos. It's just quite difficult for me to think of things to say, and of course when I've got this camera in, my visor steams up and I can't see where I'm going, and I'll probably crash, which would be interesting to watch, I'm sure. But they won't be as good as Sven's, because Sven crashes a lot. Yep. So yeah, anyone out there who hasn't heard of the BNP or has never seen a video, not one made for the BNP, but one actually made by members of the BNP. They've got their own channel on YouTube somewhere. If they're YouTube partners, I don't think you should rate them or watch them, but they're interesting to watch. And of course, on those sort of videos, look at some of the comments and realise how well, what's the way to say this? It's a shame that obviously the loudest voices always get heard and they get taken as the main opinion of a group of people. Watch some of these videos about apartheid and about the BNP and about Mexicans crossing the border and this and the other, about immigration in general, and read the comments, and very, very few of them are rational. It's quite incredible. You get back, like if you're looking at South Africa, you will get comments such as, oh, in the good old days, brackets, in apartheid, close brackets, these people weren't allowed to do this sort of stuff. They wouldn't have had access to guns, or we would have beat the shit out of them, and that's what they deserve, blah blah blah. That's not rational. That doesn't make any fucking sense. But the people that comment the most are the people with something horrible to say. And you know, free speech, I'm sure you Americans love your free speech. We don't have quite as much free speech over here, we're a bit more limited. But I prefer our more limited version of free speech, personally. Because why do some people feel the need to say stuff, whether it's their right to or not, that is just hateful? I don't know. But yeah, I've been watching quite a few YouTube videos, and this is one of the things it's been irritating me, so I've made my video, and I'm happy now. And also, if you haven't seen it, look up a video called Gingers Do Have Souls, which I will probably try to put a link in the sidebar, because that's hilarious. It's along the same sort of thing. Racism, discrimination, except it's a ginger kid. And I don't know, the fact that he's ginger just kind of makes it funnier. Never seen someone so hurt about the fact that he's got red hair and no eyebrows. Oh, I don't see what the problem. Anyway, I will hopefully speak to you later when it's not raining. Goodbye all.